Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 9, titled Early Bird. Bakugo shows a different side of himself in the fourth team match as the class battles continue. Now, I am very excited for this fight. I have not made that hidden at any point of this series, season so far, and I just hope it gets the reaction it got out of many manga readers when it was first shown. I don't know whether, so I'm going to assume this is going to be over 2 episodes, because, well, the other 3 fights had been over 2 episodes, so that means taking into account this one and the next fight, that means it should be episode 12. My brain stopped working for a second there. Episode 12, when the main part of this first half is done, which fits in with it going for a little over half a season, with the wrapping up taking maybe 2-3 episodes as well. So yeah, I'm going to assume that this will take 2 episodes. Anyway, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. I am very interested to see what Tokage's quirk looks like in the anime. I can't really describe what I'm looking for with her quirk without spoiling what her quirk is, but yes, I'm interested to see how they work it. Because we've already seen Awase's welding quirk. We've seen Bondo's glue quirk. Who's their 4th member? I know the 4 that are on the oh yeah, it's the praying mantis guy. He's got a fairly basic quirk. It's very similar to one we've already seen in the story. Yes. So technically we've seen 3 of the 4 new quirks. I was about to say they don't have any long range attacks, but then I remembered the AP shots and that Bakugo can do. Still with the biased. I mean, he's not wrong. And there's Vlad Jr. I wonder if Vlad influenced Monomer's personality or Monomer influenced Vlad. I like all my students. The Midori's and the non-Midori's equally. Well, Tokage said if they took the initiative, then they'd basically then Class B would be screwed. So, Bakugo seems to think the same thing. Well, at least he gave him some support items. To be fair, I'm similar to Bakugo in the fact that I make nicknames for people to identify them uniquely, so... Sonar doesn't really work if there's a lot of things making noise. Here we go. I wonder if her outfit's made of her hair and skin as well, to help it split. Ah, Jack Bantus. For some reason I thought it was Jackknife. They have some nice merging animation with her quirk, at least. He saved them and took a hit from Setsuna in the process. And also stepped on Jiro's back to push her out of the way. He's got his own style. He realizes he can't be only attack. He did with a kick. He's got a very comical running style. I what the fuck was that? Here we go. Construction done quick with a K. We saw him use that in the first training arc where he welded himself to Momo and then the tracker to the Nomu. Sadly, I don't have my gauntlets anymore, but he welded a blast shield in front of himself. He can't do it alone. Even he needs help. I do agree being in the band would have helped. Being forced to work with others. Strapped a grenade to her. Hello. There's nothing they could have done to counter that. There's no way to know that Bakugo would have changed that much in his fighting style. It didn't even take 5 minutes. Well, I was wrong about it taking 2 episodes. It took half an episode. Fair enough then. I love how Denki calls him Kachan. Midori never has a comeback for that. Yeah. Can't have a decisive win. His quirk I never understood. I mean, yeah, going up against someone that powerful physically. He's an all-round fighter. He's got distance and close and physical attacks. Now that's an important piece of information. I'll explain it after. You need to have a brain to be brainwashed. Yeah, activating on its own is acting weird. Trust me. To be fair, if Bakugo got a flawless victory against 4, the way to prove you're better is a flawless victory against 5. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to actually start, but okay. So, it seems that I was wrong in my calculations. So, the fight will likely end episode 11. But, oh well. Now, Monoma is being singled out as the catalyst for Class B's plan to work, using his copy quirk in conjunction with Shinzo's brainwashing for a double brainwash, I guess. That means that, well, either they could have 2 people brainwashed, or they could attempt to double brainwash a person. I don't know if that's possible. I don't remember if that's what they do. But he said it might be a blank on his side, that he wouldn't be able to copy it. We've never seen him fail to copy something in the past. So does that mean he's come across quirks in his past, that he hasn't been able to copy? To know that there's a possibility of a blank would imply that you've come across at least one blank before. You know, I never expected Monomer to be that agile, but then again, everyone's jumping between the pipes and buildings of this area, so I don't see why he'd be any different. Maybe they do some gymnastics training in that as part of their hero course. Who knows? Or maybe they do some free running courses. Actually, yeah, I could see how free running would be a helpful part of being a hero. At least those without mobility quirks, so I wouldn't put it past them. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, for Monomer to know that there's a possibility that his quirk won't copy a quirk implies that he's come across at least one quirk where that's happened. But it wasn't any of the quirks that we've seen so far, because obviously if we've seen him use those quirks, he was able to copy those quirks. Notably, he's only used emitter-type quirks. We haven't seen him use a transformative quirk. Yeah, so it'll be... That's a question. If Monomer did touch, say, who's someone's quirk that is purely transformative? Because Kirishima still counts as an emitter-type quirk. Mutant, that's the word I'm looking for, a mutant quirk. If he were to touch Tsu, would he be able to get her frog-like abilities? Or would it just be the tongue? I don't know the answer to this. I forget if he's touched a mutant or not. But I think he's able to hold 5 powers for 5 minutes. I think that's what it was. Well, I didn't get a good look at his costume as for the number of stopwatches he has on him. But I know he can hold multiple quirks for, I think it's about 5 minutes of usage. And then he'll have to either recopy or gain a new quirk. But this episode also played into, well, briefly showcased a part of Monomer that we've not seen before. Him being shy when expected to be an integral part of a plan that involves his quirk. Because he's just like, putting all the pressure on me is a little harrowing. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but as I've mentioned before, part of the reason that Monomer is the way he is because he sees himself as not having a quirk of his own. Because everything that he can do with his quirk has to come from someone else. So he's very self-conscious about that. And so he builds up this character of not caring, trying to prove that him and his friends are better than other people because they can do things that the other people can't. And yeah. This was also a big cornerstone in Bakugo's character arc. Because there are a couple that we've seen so far. The first is Bakugo after he lost to Midoriya in the first lesson at UA. Then we've got Bakugo versus Midoriya 2, where he explains that he feels responsible for All Might's failure. And then we get this episode to show that, well, no. It goes Bakugo versus Midoriya 1, Bakugo versus Midoriya 2, Bakugo talking to that kid at the remedial class, then Bakugo in this chapter, well, episode. And you can see there is a actual character arc. It's I wouldn't say, no, it is a pretty linear character growth. So, for those, I still see comments of Bakugo when he does something like nice or like helpful or that, and people are still like saying it's out of character. But he's been building to this point the entire time that he's at UA, because he's had to realize that he's on an equal playing field with people, and his impressive quirk isn't enough to get people to like him. Anyway, I'm rambling on, as I tend to do, so I'm going to cut this episode here. I'll catch you in the next one.